Good morning. I'm gonna take you through a day of fat loss when it comes to trying to diet down as a freelance artist. And sometimes it kind of sucks, but gotta eat less calories. So let's go through what I eat in a day.
So the first thing we do every morning is fasted cardio. Why? No reason at all. If you look at this study, there's no actual true benefit to doing fasted cardio. This is purely a habit thing. For me, if I don't do it, I'm gonna regret it later. So we're gonna go to the gym and walk for 30 minutes on a 12-inch incline at 3.2 miles per hour. Why that? Because it allows me to get some level of look, it's just above list. It kind of sucks, but it's more effective for me, and I don't have to walk 10,000 steps every single day. I normally get in around 4,000, but then I have this additional cardio on top of that. A good rule of thumb is 10,000 steps a day, maybe, but really it comes down to calories if you're trying to lose fat.
All right, first meal of the day. And this is 2 eggs, a slice of American cheese, and 90 grams of egg whites. Very bodybuilder style, and it's not these magic foods. Instead, it's the combination of the macros that makes me feel the best. I have tried intermittent fasting, I have tried keto, I've tried all the ridiculous diets that you could think of, and honestly, eating a higher fat diet in the morning makes me feel so much better. I also pair this with 1 cup of coffee and 1 packet of stevia, which I equate to 0 calories. So macros for this meal are right there. I try and target less than 300 calories for my breakfast. So here's meal number 1. I'm gonna eat this, and then it's time for work things. All right, meal number 2, and this is where we start getting into the realm of Jags is absolutely dieting. So we have 1 little bit of chicken breast left, and I'm gonna weigh this out on the scale. And my lunches have turned from being a lunch that most normal people would identify with to just being, I need calories and I'm busy. So I literally will take this chicken breast, and I need about 100 grams. That's 82. So I'm gonna take some leftover tuna salad that I made for my girlfriend yesterday and get it up to 100 grams-ish of protein. We have an apple, a big apple. I typically try and target around 250 to 300 grams. Chicken breast. Got an apple, and this weighs 230 grams, so I will track this as about 215 just because I'm not going to eat the core. And then we zero out the scale again. This super dark chocolate, this is 85%, and I will typically do about 10 grams of fat per serving. So this is 15 grams of fat per servings, and that's for 30 grams. So I need about 20 grams of this to get my target amount of dark chocolate. So this is 13 grams, so I need another, 2 pieces. So that turns out to be 20 grams. 6 pieces of this 85% dark chocolate turns out to be 20 grams, so there's 10 grams of fat right here. This will probably be about 30 grams of carbs, 30 to 40, and then I try and get around 30 grams of protein. Now, this tuna salad I made for Amanda last night, and I used light mayo and a bit of sweet relish, which we're just gonna count as another 5 to 6 extra grams of carbs or fat, just a little extra calories. Normally, I would just have straight up chicken breast with this, but I'm just gonna have a bite or 2 of this tuna, which should get me to my target amount of protein. And this is the least sexy part about dieting, is depending on how you want to spread out your macros, some meals literally look like this for me. Now, you don't have to do this, and I also do recommend getting a lot of other micronutrients from vegetables, but for me, I'm just trying to go through my day really, really fast. So I'm literally gonna have this in like 5 minutes. I do suck on the dark chocolate because it makes it last a little longer, but being super busy on some other client projects right now, I literally only give myself 20 minutes to eat, so my workday ends up being around 8 hours, but I'm just spending 10 minutes on food. In fact, this is the longest I've spent on lunch because I'm making a vlog about it. So I'm gonna eat this. Macros, I'm estimating, up here, somewhere, and it's about 1 p.m., and I'm gonna target to have dinner around 6 or 7. Food time. And I almost forgot. After lunch, I will also have myself a diet soda. And one thing that a lot of people, including myself, mistake is that a diet is also synonymous with a cleanse, and that is not true. I've just gotten to the point where I will have, within reason because it's expensive, as much aspartame as I want. Same thing with artificial sweeteners. I will just generally have a couple cups of coffee with stevia because it just makes dieting so much easier.
And what you find is that artificial sweeteners tend to be bad for lab rats who are given 1,000 times the dosage that they are supposed to get.
I enjoy drinking something a little sweet, so having artificial sweeteners within reason is perfectly fine. What is reason? As long as you're not having 50 pounds or like 20 packets per cup of coffee, I think that's fine. I typically have 1 per cup of coffee, 1 diet soda a day, and maybe 1 sugar-free Jello. So use these tools as a way to make dieting a little easier. All right, so it's about 4 o'clock now, which means it is training time. Pre-workout is the Amino Energy Blue Raz flavor. And with that, I also add 5 grams of creatine. And I am putting it on the scale because of habit, but I actually don't weigh it. And for this, on my lower body days, I will do 1.5 scoops. So that is about 75 milligrams of caffeine. Calories per serving, which is 2 scoops, is 5. So I don't count this at all. So I'll do 1 scoop. And about half. Then 5 grams of creatine because very trusted supplement across the board, and just general powerlifting stuff. I'll do roughly 5 grams and water. That's it. Super easy, time to train. All right, so RDLs are done. That was a little bit harder of a set than I expected, but got it done. Now on to split squats. Now for these, my goal is to get full range of motion, try and get as deep as I can, and I gauge that by my back leg, the one that's on the platform. Once I start feeling a stretch there, that's when I feel like I'm going deep enough. My goal is to also keep 3 points of contact, my pinky toe, my big toe, and my heel on the platform. To get depth, I put my foot on this apple box. You could use another 45-pound plate. You could get a block of wood. That's effectively what this is, and that's what's helping me. 3 sets of, I'm targeting 15. First 2 I can easily get 15. Last one, probably gonna fall a little short. All right, last meal of the day. Well, actually no, second to last meal. This is post-workout, which means we're gonna get the most carbs, even though I probably should have had more carbs prior to training. But that's okay, because I feel fine and caffeine fixes most problems. Cast iron pan, heat that guy up, and we have a packet of chicken breast that I need to go through. So nothing fancy, and we put on a chicken glove because I'm lazy and I don't want to wash my hands 10 times. And just to show the world that you do not need to not eat the things that you like, even when you are on much lower calories, I have this sourdough bread that I baked, and I'm pretty proud of it, so I want to eat it. Now, Jags, how do you fit in bread? Well, I have my food scale here, and I have found a generic entry of sourdough bread in my macro factor app. So what I do is I slice my slice of bread with a knife instead of a spoon, because that's what you do with slicing bread. You use a knife, and we weigh this. So I don't know, this is what? I'm gonna guess that this slice of bread right here is gonna be 64 grams. 57 grams, not that bad, which means I can throw this in the toaster. My goal is around 60 grams. 57 is fine. And we do a slice, down, twist, and ooh. So if you've ever been cooking in the kitchen, you'll know that this is a good avocado. And the reason why is the seed is really, really small. You want the seed to be small because the bigger the seed, the less avocado you get. So this is a good avocado. If you see in here, we have this big bowl of salad, and not really big, it's actually kind of small relative to what other bodybuilders might do. But one thing I have been doing is, this is an any day steamer, and this steamer allows me to throw metal in the microwave. Let's be real. Whenever you follow any like bodybuilder fitness, they're like, eat a bunch of raw kale. And I'm like, no, I did that. I've done that in my earlier 20s, and I'm good. So I will take the entire bag of raw kale, Brussels sprouts, and red cabbage and throw it in this for like 4 minutes in the microwave, and it completely takes the raw edge off, and it is so much better. And then I can take this bowl, weigh it out, and then take this chicken breast that I just pulled out of the pan that's really hot. That's 100 grams, which is pretty close to what I need, and I'm just gonna go with that, and I'll fill in the rest later. Now I'm gonna take this spork and stab that chicken and literally use kitchen shears to cut it down. Now this is really just a symbol that not all food experiences during the day are an occasion, and sometimes, while I do enjoy cooking, I could not care less right now. I just want calories, and I don't want to have to think about this. So I am just going to cook this as fast as humanly possible, and I'll take those kitchen shears and literally just start stabbing my salad. And the reason why I do this is because I want it all to be in bite-sized pieces. Where the fuck is my hot sauce? Then after we stab our thing with a bunch of scissors, we throw in a bunch of sriracha, and that is my salad that we're gonna add a little bit more salt to, and some freshly ground black pepper for even more flavor and spice. So this is the micronutrients and chicken breast, and we have 60 grams of sourdough with 35 grams of avocado, which will be this post-workout meal. And that means that the dessert snack that we get at 8 p.m. will be a little bit more calorically dense than normal, but this is what a typical dinner looks like. We got our greens, our micronutrients, and our protein stuff. Sometimes it's cauliflower rice, sometimes it's just half a head of cabbage. Today it's a Trader Joe's salad blend. And then we have our starch that is going to bring joy to my soul. This is who I am. So, let's go get our last meal in 2 hours. I made this. There's food. Enjoy that. I don't get any, but you have to tell me how it is. Hell yeah. We're doing our last meal of the evening. It's about 8 o'clock, which is when I normally give myself my dessert time. We have 25 grams of sourdough and 10 grams of peanut butter on that. And we have 45 grams of protein powder. I use the brand MTS because it is the best tasting and most affordable per calorie and per scoop. Quest protein is the best tasting. However, it is about $1.50 to $2 per serving versus this is about 90 cents to about $1.20 per serving, depending on when you buy it, especially around Black Friday. But on average, whatever protein floats your boat. I make it into a pudding, and if you would like to know how I make my protein pudding, let me know, and maybe I'll make a video about that. But 45 grams of protein with about a tablespoon of water, and then 200 grams of strawberries, and I let that melt a little bit so that we get this kind of consistency. It's kind of like eating a strawberry chocolate pudding sort of thing, and then I have my last carb source of the day. I'm pretty hungry still, but this will help get me through the evening, and the final macros were right there, about 1,500 calories, give or take. I wanted to make this video and show you the kind of macros that I typically run as a freelance artist that works from home and is sedentary most of the time. Take that for what you will. These were my macros. This was my full day of eating, dieting as a freelance artist. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comment section down below, and if you would like to learn more about fitness related things, even though I do mainly talk about tutorials, art, and motion graphics related things, fitness is a side thing where I've had to learn a lot about it, having been heavier when I was younger. So that's it. I'll leave it there. Eat your protein, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and you'll make some kilos. Except I know I'm eating a little bit less than that, but that's a whole separate discussion. Bye.